Hello, music producer, and in this exciting video, I'm going to be sharing with you a few tips to help improve your drums in general. All right, so without further ado, I've already gone ahead to make a melody that we're going to use as our bass and build the drum on top of it. All right, so let's have a listen to what we have going on right now. All right, so that's a melody that we're gonna be making our drums on top of. So for tip number one, we have your sample and sound selection. This is actually the the foundation of your drums. If your sound selection is bad, whatever you build on top of it doesn't just sound right. There's just something missing in the whole equation. All right. So your sound selection is actually the most important thing I will say when making your drums, because if the sound of the kick is not just resonating well with the whole track in general, with the whole mood of the song, it doesn't just feel right. All right, your sound selection actually depends on a whole lot of things. There are a whole lot of variables to look at. You can see the genre of your music. What kind of music are you producing? The mood of the song. You get, if it's a hype song, if it's something that needs to be like calm, lo-fi kind of beat, the sound selection will also be different. All right, so your sound selection is very, very vital. So just get try and get a good sample to actually start with, and there are a whole lot of samples, a whole lot of amazing samples out there, sample packs, even the stock ones. There's still some amazing sounds there. It's just for you to check out and figure out what actually suits that particular beat you're going to be producing. So for tip number two, it's actually for you to start simple. So what I mean by this is, most times when we are making a beat, we have the comprises of the kick, the snare, the hi-hat, whatever is two hi-hats or three hi-hats. The snares can be two, snares can be three. Then you have some percussion, then you have some extra effects and all those kind of things. And sometimes it can actually get very, very complex along the way. So when I mean by start simple is, I mean, take it one at a time. All right, you can actually start with the kick and just a kick and a snare, so that you get that foundation beat down. All right, so once you've gotten the foundation right, once you've gotten the pattern right, it will be a whole lot easier for you to build on top of it. All right, so let's go ahead and just work on the kick and the snare and see what we can come up with. All right, so guys, so we have our bass drum right here, and this is what we came up with. Right now it's very simple to make a few adjustments to the pattern, change a few things, because it's just a basic kick and a snare. So as you can see right now, it's actually very simple to build on top of it. All right, guys, so I've gone ahead to add some few elements, add a second snare, a hi-hat, and just made everything sound great. So let's go ahead and have a listen to what we have going on right now. So like this, it's actually all right, but there's still a whole lot that we can still do on top of this, but I'm just going to leave it at this for the sake of this tutorial. All right, guys, so for tip number three, we have adding variety to your velocity. I actually covered this in one of my previous videos when I talked about the 5 tips you can use to improve your hi-hat, and it also applies to drums in general, not just only hi-hats alone. So adding variety to velocity actually just makes the drum in general sound a whole lot more natural. All right, so to do this, you just go over to right here, note velocity. We already have it here. And one thing I always like to do to my kick drums, most especially, it's where you have two, like for example here now, where there are two very close notes that come in at like that are coming out almost at the same time. I just take one of them down, all right, and leave one up. That's what I just do mostly for my kick drums. As you can see, this one right here is also the same thing. It's also very close to the first one, so I go ahead and reduce that also. And then for my hi-hats, what I do is, well, I just go ahead and mess around here. I can do some like this. All right, then do like this also. And another thing I like to do is I just like to reduce all the ones on the twos. Like for example, just reduce it and add some variety. All right, so just go ahead and mess around. All right. So one thing you can also do with your hi-hats most times is just when you hold alt R, you can see we have the randomize option here. You can pan it, you can randomize the panning. I usually used to do that. The velocity and which is the velocity, what you're talking about. If you don't want to go ahead and manipulate them one by one, you can just add some random figures right here. So right now, this is what we have going on. All right, guys. So that is beautiful, and you can see it's actually made it feel more alive. Okay, so for tip number 4, this is actually not a tip per se, but it's just like a practice that can help you improve your drum patterns to come up with a more catchy patterns for your drums. All right. So what you do is you can take a drum loop that you can see a drum loop that you like. For example, let me just go ahead and bring one drum loop right here. So we have this drum loop going on right now. And it actually goes well, it fits the beat. So what you can do now is to just copy the where the kick hits, you copy it. Where the snare hits, you copy it. Try and imitate the drum loop. Then you improve on it. You try and add your own spice to it, add your own elements to it, so it will not just be like as if you copied and pasted. And you understand what I'm trying to say, all right? So just go ahead and do this. You can actually do this with any genre of music. There are drum loops everywhere online. So you can get these drum loops, try and copy them using your own samples, definitely. All right. Then you can go ahead and mess around with them and just kind of make out something unique that is yours. All right, guys. So that'll be it for this video. Please, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you aren't subscribed, and hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I drop amazing contents like this for you. Till we meet again, guys. Stay safe and see you in the next one.